These days, e-learning has become an increasingly prominent way of studying in both private and public institutions of higher education. Is this new model of learning style really suitable for students and teachers?
They give us the flexible time. You can do whatever you want. You can go to work at morning and go back. If you have free time, you just to open your internet and get the distance education.
The time for the course is actually conflicting with my schedule. That makes me cannot take the course.
Some lectures are really long, 3 hours. Everyone gets a low mark. There's no teacher to help you. There's no TAs. You have to find them by email. You keep up with assignments yourself. You don't have any one-on-one time with your prof. You can't really get help, and it's hard to meet people from your class to study for midterms or something.
Courses like acting or dancing cannot be lectured through e-learning. That are the barriers. I would suggest the e-learning to actually have provide more interpersonal communication with the e-learning course. For example, have more discussions online, or we could even have some in-person study groups or workshops before the exam, which would really help the student to learn.
I've been teaching distance education now for a long time, maybe close to 10 years. I like teaching in person. It's nice to have the interaction with the classroom. When you're doing it online, you don't get to see the students, you don't get to know what their personal issues are. So I like the classroom.
I prefer in person much more than online, because I think there's a lot more that can be done in person than online. And online has the online teaching that I've done involves a lot more planning. It has to be, a lot of the work has to be very clearly laid out beforehand, and then there's a lot less wiggle room for when students have questions or you need to change certain things based on the way in which students are learning. Those kinds of interpretations or improvisations aren't really possible online, at least not the way that I've been able to do it up to now.
I don't personally feel threatened. I think that there is an opportunity for more e-learning. If you have a really good lecture style and it's on the internet, that's a good way to learn. You can have somebody do something really, really well and everybody can watch it on the internet. And I don't think the professors will ever be replaced, because professors not only teach, but they're engaged in research, and they need to continue doing research in our universities.
I think online tutorials do a great job of certain things, particularly teaching you how to do something. But I think making the connection between, say, how to apply Photoshop in work, or how to think a bit more about the larger implications of using these particular applications, or all of those kinds of things. I think that's the type of reflection and the type of learning that you can't really do with a video tutorial. And so that's the kind of teaching that I think happens here, or at least I'd like to think that's the kind of teaching that happens here. And so I think video tutorials are very useful for these bite-sized pieces of information. Tying all of those bites together in a 10-course meal is not exactly the same thing.
Coming past, the innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Like my father's come to pass, 7 years has gone so fast. Wake me up when September